Welcome back. Welcome back. You already know what it is. GMB, we up. All that good shit. You know what I mean? I ain't got time for no super intros or trying to be charismatic. Feel a little tired today. It's been a good celebration in the morning. Got to go to court and hear the silliest shit in the world. That's more than likely either gonna get dismissed or I don't know. All I do know is Daddy will not be losing what niggas think I'm gonna lose, and you know, I don't really care. It's like, yo, bro. Anyway, I hope you guys are having a better day. I'm not having a bad day. I just don't like missing work for dumb shit that don't make no fucking sense, and then I gotta go back to court anyway. So, you know, good thing it's not the same month, right? Good thing Daddy always gets days off every month, no matter what. So, at least I'll be ready. And I'm sure that gives you enough time to keep acting up and, you know, blasting your radio, right? Acting like y'all don't know. That's up to y'all, bro. I will be recording yous, though. I will be doing that. So from the day I go to court, oh yeah, last night, you know, I recorded y'all acting the fucking fool and had to call the cops on you. So, you know, it's day one. How many days before we go to court am I gonna show crazy shit going on in that building? I wonder. It's already been like a month already, and I have like 30 days worth of videos. Little shorts, little Ghostbuster videos, all types of crazy stuff. You guys are crazy. Anyway, I didn't come here to talk about that. I already wasted 2 minutes on you guys. I came here to talk about, I'm not even really sure how to fucking talk about it. But I heard someone mention it in their video. And, you know, that's what makes me make my videos, when I hear people talk about things that I think are important. You know? So I'm watching this person's video, and they're talking, it wasn't even about this neither. That's the dope thing. That's why I like watching different videos. You never know what you're going to see, you know? That's why I like regular content creators and not these, I don't know what to call them. What's that word? They're not allowed to speak about certain things because you won't get views. Or if you will get views, you know, just things don't go in that way. Everybody don't want to hear you talking about some things. And since I went out on my own journey of finding the Lord, you know, and becoming less sexualized than I was, actually using the Bible to convince myself of how stupid it is to really run around and, you know, be doing all these things recklessly. But then again, the side of myself that's normal, you know, like everybody else that wants to have sex because God built you that way, certain other people's desires are different from others, you know? And what I realized about it a lot is like, it's like a weird type of envy, hate, or jealousy. I don't know what it is. Like when I met people through the world that believe on the Lord and all of this churchy church stuff, right? you can't talk about sex, you know? And if you do, it's always like it's a bad thing. It's always want to shit on sex, and no one's ever talking about love making like that's not having sex and shit, you know? No one talks about these things. And rightfully so, I guess. Because now we live in a world where multiple men are good men, have no idea what sex is at all, and your wife cheats on you every other weekend. She loves everything about you, but you don't have no fucking idea what you're doing. So you think because she's a good girl, she go to church and stuff, she just love missionary. Nah, dog. Her past determines what her sexual drive will be, you know? Whatever she learned, whatever, you get it? Whatever she heard about, those are the things that influence people on changing. Like, you know, like that's what makes me different from you. Because I hear things at a different time than you hear things, so my brain's thinking about things at a different time than you. And like I say multiple times, a lot of people are, they're not supervised as children. You know what I mean? You're not supposed to know about fucking sex as like teenage years. You're not supposed to be 13, 14 and knowing about sex, dog. You're not. You're not supposed to even be thinking about that shit. That's why before someone says it to you, you don't look at it at all. You don't think about it. You don't even think about kissing girls and shit. Unless you're around seeing that shit all the time. When you're around normal people, their children are not thinking about fucking sex at all at 13, 14 years old. They're thinking about, I want to go to school and have a best friend and fucking shit like that. They're not thinking, woo, look at her. You know what I mean? That's like 15, 16. You know, because of hormones, your hormones kick in, get it? And then you're like, whoa, what am I growing down there? What's going on? We got a problem down in Houston. You get it? Nah, now we live in a world where kids are learning about the shit so young before they even, their puberty and shit kicks in to make them naturally start looking at women. They're already looking at shit. You add in the rap videos and the talking about sex all through rap. Everything they hear, everything they see. What do you expect? These kids are learning about fucking sex positions through songs. Duh. What do you think that does to a kid's mind? Oh yeah, when you go back before all this bullshit ass music, people were still having sex young, but motherfuckers wasn't, you know, the proof's in the pudding, more, bro. Like, the more people allow these things to be in the open in front of the children, the worse society gets, because duh, the children are going to be adults one day. So the more adult shit they experience, the faster they grow, and the dumber ass mistakes they're gonna make, because little kids shouldn't drive cars. Little kids shouldn't operate guns. I don't give a fuck how smart you are as a kid. I don't care how much you... No, you're not driving until it's time. You're not fucking picking up that gun until you're able to go to jail for the rest of your life. You know, when you're 18 and all that, then you can play with that gun. Why? Because we'll lock you the fuck up forever if you do anything wrong with that thing. If you shoot yourself, no one gives a shit when an adult shoots themselves. You're just crazy, or you were sad, and then we like, oh, we feel bad. But when a kid shoots himself, we're always like, oh, it was an accident, get rid of the guns. No, that's his fucking problem. Like, that's their problem. I'm not getting rid of my gun because my kid's too stupid to fucking operate it. That's my responsibility to make sure my kid don't shoot himself or anyone else. The fuck? Anyway, as a man that preaches and teaches about the Lord and grown-up things, you know, it seems like when you talk about the Lord and then you talk about grown-up things, they don't mix. But the Lord teaches you to grow up and be a grown-ass man. But, you know, if you talk about grown-up things, you can't be talking about sex, and you can't talk about the clitoris, and you're a weirdo cult guy now. Now you're a cult leader. You're a sex cult leader. Because you can teach your congregation, you better learn how to put it down on your wife's going to cheat on you. You better learn how to please your man, or your man's going to cheat on you. You know, the old people problem that they've always had. and nobody seems to figure out how to deal with the problem, you blame the women. Stop being a whore. Well, if you was putting it down, she wouldn't need to be, dog. That's the way I look at it. Like, I could be wrong. I could be wrong. You know? But I don't give a fuck. In this world, there's no way I'm wrong. Everyone's wrong and everyone's right. It depends on who you're with. So, as I'm listening to this person describe something that I had to actually look up. That had me like dying. I was like, I like that. I said that ain't bad, you know. I kind of understand it because I studied, you know, the mind of women and how they like to be dominated. And I don't care how tough of a fucking chick you are. I don't care how tough lioness. I'm a fucking tomboy. I got knockouts under my belt. Every woman wants to be submitted to. I mean, every woman wants to submit to a man and be treated like a woman and turn into marshmallows. I don't give a fuck who you are. You just need a man that can turn you into marshmallows and make you submissive. And that's it. I don't care how tough you think you are. You're still a woman. And a lot of women that are masculine or tomboyish or was hurt when they was young or whatever these cases may be, they don't get to explore those type of natures because a lot of people, like, we live in a world now, if you're not super feminine, you're a man now, you know, and chicks roll with the shit unknowingly, like, yo, that's a fad to, oh, I'm a tomboy, I like more masculine things. That doesn't mean you're supposed to put down every feminine thing. That's why they grow up hard and fucking lost. That's why they don't know how to deal with certain shit, because they don't know how to be themselves. In their mind, I'm weird. No, you're yin and yang. You have masculinity and femininity in you, just like men do. Duh. And you lean more towards your masculinity. Doesn't mean you're not a woman. It just means that's what it is. Because either the Lord built you that way, or the effects of life turned you out that way. That's just the way it is. And then how do you blame somebody for having, like I said, a lot of people, when it comes to sex, regular is great for yous. Just being able to put your penis in a woman, that's enough, you know? Some men don't give a shit about, like, and women. There are women that like, I've talked to women where they don't even like sex, and I was like, that's impossible. There's no woman in the fucking world that don't like sex. And I've heard it many times, and then I finally met a woman that said that shit, like, I don't even like having sex. Like, it hurts. And I said, what? Well, stop having sex with big penises and shit something. She's like, nah, my husband don't have a big penis. I said, wait up. You're built different. I said, that must suck. Like, your vagina is built different. It's too sensitive or it's too small, so you can't enjoy Captain Footlong and whatever the fucking case may be. Get it? Because you're different. She has to get her level of sex that doesn't involve all of that extra shit. She's normal though. That's normal. A woman's sexual nature suppressed to fucking dumbass men, that's a normal woman. That's a good girl. Because she suppresses all her sexual nature and then cheats on your ass with a regular dusty nigga that understands that look in her eyes like, oh, you need someone to beat that shit up, don't you? That nigga playing. Yeah, that nigga playing with you. He don't even know what he's doing. You know what I do to you? Do you know what I do to you? Yeah, that's how it happens. Sound the horns. And a lot of niggas with money, y'all can never figure out, like, yo, I fucking, you sound like the women. I cooks, I cleans. I goes to work, I gives her everything. Why I say cheat on me? Because you didn't fucking learn how to get down in the DM, nigga. You don't know what she likes, and you're like, you better not like shit that I don't know about because I don't know about it. Duh, that's what it is. And if you actually loved your wife and explored with her, you know, maybe you could have made her realize some of that freaky shit she wants to do isn't good, you know. Maybe there'll be something down the road that you'll learn about the thing with her, and you'll be like, see, now I don't think this is gonna be good for us because, you know, it could lead into this, you know. And then, you know, the other reality of people find out, oh, we're cool and everything, we relatable and everything, but sexually we're not compatible, and we never will be, because my sex drive is all the way up here and you're all the way down there, and I need it. I need somebody to do things, and that's it. Same thing with men. When I examine men, and, you know, unbeknownst to them, doing therapy on their dumb ass and asking multiple men different questions. Why you cheat on your girl? Blah, 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 blah. You know how many men cheat on their girl but love their woman and will never leave her? And admit this shit like, yo, I love her. Everything about her is so great. She's going to be a great mom. But, like, she's mad super nice and everything. Like, she's too good. And I'm a good man, but, you know, I'm a little, you know, I like a little, you know. And that's why they end up cheating on their good wife, because no one's fucking perfect. Get it? She fits all the good girl boxes, she fits all the wife boxes, but because she's a good girl, she doesn't have sexual experience. Duh. So even though you get all these other things that'll make you say, I'll never leave you, and I always want to be around you, and I'll give you whatever the fuck you want as long as you act right towards me, you know? You get all those things, and then you forget that I like sex a lot. I like to do freaking shit. And they never talk to their wife about it. So they never do these things, thinking, well, she's a lover of God, and she's wearing, you know, she's a good girl. So you're going to think like, she ain't going to think like that. She don't have that in her mind. I'm going to give her missionary, and because that's what she likes, but not knowing deep down inside, she is a freakazoid. She's a freakazoid, dog. And, you know, you go 20, maybe 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, that woman or man will be faithful, and they might step out, you know, that one time, because they meet somebody that is, see, the thing about, like, I believe sexual nature and this tension people be having is because, like, just like when you feel good people and bad people, some people, although they didn't do all that sexy time shit, they want it. They get it? So their mind is on it. Once they learn about it, just because you didn't do it don't mean nothing. So once you open your brain up to it, that means other people that are open like that, if you see them, if you talk about things, you can see the light up in their eyes, even if they're trying to hide that shit. You're like, oh, I can see, you got the look. I can see it in you. I see what I see. They can't see you, but I can see you. You get it? And a lot of women have been suppressed so much, and men. And I'm talking about in relationships. I'm not talking about running the streets and acting like a fucking fool. I'm talking about like what the Bible said. When I choose a woman and we go behind those closed doors, it's none of your fucking business what I do. I do whatever I want. It's my wife. That's her husband. Whatever they do behind those doors, it don't matter to you. Why? Because it's not your business. They can do whatever they want to do. They belong. Shine on the horns. They belong to each other. So if they want to be a little spicy, they could do that. You know? Because you're not supposed to tell your sexual business. So if everybody was actually learning about what they're supposed to do to please their wife and husband sexually, and they was doing it, that means you would go to church and you wouldn't be telling everybody. Why? Because, you know, you don't want to be telling your business like that, because that's how other men be like, wait up, she do what? Sound horn, she do what? Think I might have to David this nigga. Send him to the front line. That's how that shit happens. You know what I mean? And we'll try not to be too graphic because, like I said, as a man that wakes up to this truth and everything, I could never go to any man's channel at all that talks about God and learn about sex. Never. It's always talked to exactly the way I just said. Yo, behind closed doors and right? And that's fine. But I've also lived in the world long enough and talked to so many people, and everyone cheats on their fucking husbands or their wives because they don't know how to have sex. And then the same good motherfuckers, they can't even figure it out. Like, yo, why the fuck did I cheat, bro? I don't even get it. I love my wife. Because she doesn't let you be yourself. And that other regular ass chick, she lets you be yourself for her. And that's it. You know? Like, I remember back in the day, old school dudes used to tell me, you know, I don't know how much this is true in the overall generation, because I only talk to so many people. But, like, a lot of older school men and women sound the horns. There was a time where women didn't care if their man stepped out and slept with another woman because in their mind, men are nasty ass niggas. And I'm not. I'm a woman of God. But that's my husband. And if I don't get this nigga satisfied, he might not want to be with me no more. And they used to have like this arrangement where she would let him know, like, yo, dog, like, I'm not doing anything immoral sexually with you. I believe in the Lord. He says don't do these things, so I won't be doing that. Now, if you want to go and make the Lord punch you in your face every now and again, or whatever, I don't know how the fuck they convince their wives to do this shit. I don't get it. I guess they just didn't want to have the arguments and shit or something. You know, I don't know what the fuck it is. But mad older people told me, like, that's how I used to go back.